He held the door open, always smiled, gave more than he took, and in the end, they called him weak, used him, forgot him. If you've ever asked yourself, why do good people get used? This might be the most important video you watch today, because someone figured this out 500 years ago. A man who watched the fall of kings and the betrayal of saints. A man who said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." His name was Niccolò Machiavelli. You've been taught your whole life, be good, be kind, be fair. But what if the world isn't designed to reward goodness? What if, just like Machiavelli warned, being too good is actually a liability, not because goodness is wrong, but because the world is full of wolves who prey on sheep? In the Renaissance, Italy, rulers were overthrown not by enemies, but by their own kindness. And Machiavelli saw it happen again and again. He asked a terrifying question. Is it possible to be good and still survive in a world built for predators? We're about to explore 3 brutal truths that Machiavelli knew, truths that every good person needs to hear. But before we get to them, let me tell you a story. A man named Piero de' Medici takes the throne after his powerful father's death. Unlike his father, Piero wasn't ruthless. He believed in peace. He wanted allies, not enemies. He gave in to demands, trusted people he shouldn't, negotiated when he should have said no. He thought his kindness would win hearts, but all it did was show weakness. And within 2 years, Florence rose up and threw him out. Not because he was evil, but because he was soft. Machiavelli watched it happen with his own eyes, and from that moment on, he stopped believing that goodness alone could save anyone. Lesson 1. Goodness without power is powerless. Everyone sees what you appear to be, Machiavelli wrote, but few experience what you really are. You can be the kindest person in the room, but if you don't have the strength to back it up, you'll get ignored, or worse, used. The world doesn't reward invisible virtues. It rewards visible strength. People fear crossing someone who sets boundaries. They respect the one who says, "No, I won't tolerate this." But if you're good and afraid to offend, they'll take all you have because they can. Lesson 2. Seeking love can make you powerless. Machiavelli warned, it is much safer to be feared than loved, but why? Because being loved depends on others. Being feared, controlled fear, depends on you. Let's be clear, Machiavelli wasn't saying be a monster. He was saying, don't base your power on the approval of others. People can love you today and betray you tomorrow. Their love is often selfish, conditional, but fear, it's consistent, predictable, strategic. And here's the twist. You can still be respected without being a tyrant. Controlled fear means people know you're kind, but they also know you don't play games. So, how do you actually live like this? How do you be a good person without getting walked over? Let's talk about the 3rd lesson Machiavelli left us, perhaps his most cunning of all. Lesson 3. Appear good, but be strategic. Machiavelli didn't hate goodness, he just didn't trust it alone. His advice? A prince must appear to be all mercy, all honesty, all integrity, even if he is not. In today's words, be strategic. Show the world your goodness, but behind the scenes, guard your power, protect your peace, choose when to give, when to say yes, when to walk away. Don't be naive, be noble with an edge. Think of it like a lion with velvet paws. Soft to the touch, terrifying when needed. Here's how it applies to your life. Stop over-explaining your boundaries. A no is a no. Lead with kindness, but always have a line. Don't fear being called rude for defending your worth. Detach from needing to be liked. Approval isn't currency, power is. Protect your reputation like armor. Machiavelli said a ruler's image was his first line of defense. And above all, study people, learn their motives, watch their patterns. Goodness with awareness is not weakness, it's wisdom. Let me end with this. Machiavelli was exiled, tortured, betrayed by those he once served, and yet, he never stopped writing, never stopped observing, because he knew something the world refused to admit. The good get used because they never learned how to use power, but now you know. You've heard the warnings, the wisdom, the strategy. You don't need to become cold, you just need to become clever. In a world that rewards strength, masked in silk, be the iron under the glove. If this spoke to you, don't just scroll past. Share this with the person you know is too kind for their own good. And subscribe, because we're not done uncovering the truths they never taught you in school. Stay sharp, stay kind, but never be naive. This is far from fake, and we just told you what Machiavelli knew that most people still don't.